안녕하세요, Cloud입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. Today's video has nothing to do with language learning. It's actually more about NaNoWriMo, which is the National Novel Writing Month or something like that. National November Writing Month, maybe? There's a novel in there. Anyways, regardless. I'm not a writer. I don't really write. But recently, watching Tom Levine, watching his videos and whatnot, I thought, hey, I already have a story in mind. Why don't I try writing it? I have the beginning, the end, and the middle figured out. Actually, I have quite a bit of it figured out. I just never really wrote it. I read a lot of manga and manhwas, so my brain's always like thinking of new, like, oh, I would have written this story this way or that way. So I decided that I would. He had tweeted out like, hey, if anyone's looking for submissions, he goes over the first page and kind of gives his own tips to the writer, to the author. Him and his wife kind of go through it. So I submitted my work and he gave me some feedback. I incorporated some of it and I fixed it up. So today I wanted to go over that first page. I have about 10 pages written. Every week I write a little bit. I'm not specifically doing the whole NaNoWriMo thing where I think you're supposed to write like 1,500 words a day or something like that, which is basically in layman's term a bajillion words a day. I'm not planning on doing that, but I just want to show the first page that I wrote since I'm actually having quite a lot of fun writing. It's amazing the scene that, like the very first scene took like 10 pages, which I did not expect. I thought it would be done in like 2 pages or something, but there's a lot of words. So let me go ahead and show it. There we go. Is this visible? Let me zoom in. Oh, now my camera's in the way, huh? I'll turn off my camera. Alright, in case it isn't visible, I'll read it out. So chapter 1, the end. For some reason I had this feeling that today... Sorry. For some reason I had this feeling that today was not a good day to wake up. If I could just skip the day, I would. But it's not really something I can do. I opened my eyes, and there's nothing I've ever regretted doing more. I wasn't on my bed. In fact, I wasn't even home. I was in an open field surrounded by creatures that I've never seen before. Thousands of giants with no arms, green hair, and gray skin that flowed backwards, having similar viscosity to mud, stared straight at me. 4-legged beasts with purple eyes and teeth sticking out of their jaws were ready to lunge at me at any moment. In the sky, there were dozens of 6-winged mammoths that covered up half the sky. They all directed their eyes at me, but not a single one of them moved an inch. They all stood there, motionless, as if time itself had stopped for them. I stood up and began thinking of a way to rationalize what was going on. Maybe this was a dream. Maybe I'm hallucinating. It felt real, though. Should I try and get away from here? I thought. As I attempted to move, I felt like I was staring death in the eyes. Every cell in my body knew that if I moved, the creatures would too. So I stayed still and began examining the sky. It was filled with cracks, almost like a phone screen that was hit with a hammer. Something in the sky felt weird, but it wasn't the cracks. It was something else. I looked directly above me and I saw it. A tear in the sky, similar to a tear in a piece of paper. Beyond the tear was nothingness. I felt trapped in it, like I could never look away. And there was something inside of it, something... So you can see it, a voice said from afar. And that's it. That's the first page. Let's switch back here. But yeah, the first 10-ish pages go through that first scene. And I'm excited to see what comes next. The book is called Faith. I can imagine myself actually finishing it. I can also imagine myself not finishing it. It's not really something I'm like married to the idea of writing a book or becoming an author or writing a novel, but it's more like, hey, I've had the story for a long time and I'm learning. Obviously I haven't even revised anything, but eventually I will, if I do finish it. So I'm just excited to see where it goes. I'm kind of just day by day. I just make sure that I write something every week. For the most part, like I said, I have the story kind of written out in my head. I guess it's not written out, but thought of in my head. And whenever I write something, I look back and I'm like, is this consistent with my sort of flow of the story that I wanted it to go with, and sometimes I'd say no, I'd go back, or I'd fix some of the stuff up, and sometimes I'd look back and be like, hey, this is actually a cool addition, let me change that. Which I did that for one of the characters. I was like, hey, this actually, I didn't give the character much character. I didn't give the character much like motivation. It's hard to give a character like a positive or negative growth arc when they just don't have anything to begin with. So I started off with that and I was like, maybe I should add something here. This would be cool. But overall, I just wanted to share something I was doing. Maybe you guys are writing as well. Maybe some of you are authors and you can give me tips as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed.